before. Keep an eye out on Kyle Kumaran in car number 70. He's lining up on P1. The reason why he's lining up on P1 is because he'd won the race that was held earlier in the afternoon, and he had notched up a brilliant win. In fact, it was a 1-2-3 for Team DTS Racing, the way that entire race had gone. So it was a great start for Kyle. It was great for Joel Joseph as well, along with Vinit, but we'll have a quick chat with all of them very, very quickly. Let's have a quick chat with Kyle. Welcome back, Kyle. Back to India, back to racing action here in the Novice Cup.
Hi.
You know, first and foremost, under that helmet, you got to tell me how was the trip down to Marseille and the racing there?
Well, it was good. Not much to say about it. More focused on what's happening today and now.
Absolutely. Well, just to let you know, he missed out on the previous round, but he's notched up a race win in the first race of the final round, and he's very much in contention for the overall driver's title. So is that something that's the pressure that's probably playing at the back of your mind? Is there a thought there that could be at the back of your mind, pressurizing your performances?
I wouldn't say pressurizing the performance. I would more say, pushing me to go faster, but not pressurizing the performance now.
No pressure, but just egging you on to do better.
Yeah, exactly.
Go well.
Thank you very much.
Kyle Kumaran, the winner of the race earlier today, starts at pole position. Vinit Kumar at P2. Then you've got Dhruv Goswami at P3. Joel Joseph at P4. Chetan Suruneni at P5. Aditya Parsuram at P6. Navneet Bhurani at P7. Arjun Shyam Nair at P8. Then you've got Adit Parashar at P9. Jamie Shaw at P10, followed by Nitish Chaudhary and Kishan Bindal in P11 and 12 respectively. Surya Narayanan at P13. Then you got Deep Singh Katnori at P14. Sachin Santosh at P15. Iman Mohammadi at P16. Ashi Hanswal will start at P17. Sujendra Lakshman at P18. Shivik Tyagi at P19. Rajendra Sen Parmar at P20, followed by Abhinav Narendra Kumar, Rishan Bhatnagar, Sanskar Jaiswal, Anvay Hemrajani and Aman Nagdev all the way at the back of the grid. Aman, remember, was 7th in the Drivers' Championship before the start of this round. And as you can see, off they go. We are off for the formation lap. Formation lap is very important, gets the tyres warmed up, and then obviously there's no overtaking allowed. And then we'll have 10 laps in this race. This is the second race of the weekend, the second race of this category in the weekend as well.
You were mentioning very clearly about the qualifying. We were also talking about how this particular race grid is formed. Well, it is the second best qualifying time from the qualifying laps that you've done. So it's Kyle Kumaran who's going to be right up there along with Vinit Kumar. Would like to quickly give a bird's eye view as to how the points table is looking like. It's very interesting. Chetan Suruneni, who came into this round as the race and the championship leader, is now at number 4. So Kyle Kumaran, Vinit Kumar, Joel Joseph from DTS Racing from Chennai to Vrindavan respectively. Ernakulam, I beg your pardon. Joel Joseph from Ernakulam. The top 3 with 48 points. It's going to be very interesting. Vinit Kumar, Joel Joseph, Chetan Suruneni tied with 42 points.
I was going to say, Solomon, that's a bit harsh. You're putting down in 4th. He's tied 42 points for the 2nd, 3rd and 4th.
So a very, very good point that you said. Why is he be tied down to number 4 on the day? Because that's the number of race wins versus the number of podium positions that he's taken. Now, it's also about number 5. Because Aditya Parasuram, with just 1 point shy, is at number 5. 41 for Aditya Parasuram, 42 for Chetan, Joel and Vinit, and Kyle Kumaran with 48 points. Chetan Suruneni brought his best race when he was under pressure. This means more pressure. Are we going to see something more?
Well, certainly not good news for all the others, as Kyle Kumaran starts at P1, and more often than not when he starts there, he ends the race right at the top. And well, the first corner would be very important. Let's see how Vinit Kumar gets off to that start, along with Dhruv Goswami, Joel Joseph as well. And Chetan Suruneni, who's 5th, a car behind the yellow one that you can see. the 5th place. That'll be very interesting how he starts off. 5 seconds to go before the start of the race. The moment all 5 reds go off. Oh, it's a false start, it seems, for a couple of them. That's Dhruv Goswami, too eager to start, and one of them is halted as well. But it's a decent start for Vineet Kumar. You can see car number 11 coming straight down through, and certainly there would be, the officials will look into that.
Well, when the official look at it, it was very obvious there. This man really ran away before even the lights go off. He was in such a hurry. Well, as we already seen Kyle Kumran now picking up the pace from where he left off. We are already seeing Aditya Parusram making a move. Well, he's up at least one more positions already in the lap. There is a car that's a momentum car that has gone between turn 3 and turn 4. Will that be a concern? At least the yellows have come out in turn number 1. But it is a new race leader. He will have a jump start. But imagine if he's able to extend that lead over 10 seconds, he could still be there on top of the podium. How is he going to come around it? That's what we're going to be looking at as car number 6 gets into the hunt.
Very interesting. Dhruv Goswami, the lad from Bangalore, from M Sport, had a jump start, but there's a penalty of 10 seconds once you finish the race, and if he's 11 seconds ahead of who's coming in second, then he still could get the checkered flag.
DTS Racing 2, 3 and 4, and that's the way they would want to do it. Kyle Kumran didn't know what really happened. It's Kyle not number 1, it's Kyle at number 3. It's car number 11 who is moved up to number 2. Maybe they are playing for points, and they're also playing for the toe as Kyle Kumran now gets out, comes to his left and moves into position number 2nd. As car number 9 quickly crosses the line, they are trying desperately to get that car out of harm's way. Well, it's away from the racing line. The yellows can stay. Will there be a need for a safety car? I presume no at the moment.
Well, it's on the off the track, that car, one of the Momentum Motorsports, the blue car that you saw in the background for a flash for a second. There was a bit of smoke and dust coming out. So we will quickly get the update. If there is a yellow flag, is that just for that corner, for that area? Because you can't see any yellow flags around at the moment. But it seems that Kyle Kumran, who's moved up to 2nd now, with Vineet Kumar dropping down to 3rd. As it stands, and Joel Joseph is in the 4th. That's one of the Cartomania leapfrog cars that you see on the screen. Raman spoke to Rohit earlier before the start of this race.
You guys are going to kick me right now.
He's not going to be very happy.
On the right is Karthik, on the left is Raman. I hate to say I'm sitting in the center because I was talking of the safety car. It's going to be the safety car. Spare me the blushes, because it's the yellows and the safety car.
Oh yes, you can see the top of the screen there, the background is an SC board. That's safety car that will be deployed. That's there on your screen, the safety car, and all the cars will have to follow it. Remember, no overtaking behind the safety car. And Dhruv Goswami must be thinking, well, hang on, I had a chance to make that lead of more than 10 seconds and still win the race, if he got that 10-second penalty. But now with that, whatever lead he had has been wiped away, and this will give Kyle Kumran, Vineet Kumar, Joel Joseph a big chance to try and take that top position away from Vineet Kumar. The start again will be very important. We saw how Chetan Surineni did not start very well earlier in the day on that final corner of the final lap when the safety car went into the pits. He was a little slow off the blocks, and that allowed the likes of Kyle and Vineet to put pressure on him. So this start is going to be very interesting.
I really like that scene where the car is dangling in the air and they're trying to control it. It's like almost like an animal trying to break free. I really like the word that he used when he said you got to stay close to the safety car and maybe pull in a little bit of a bluff. And Chetan Surineni is aware what the kind of mistake that he'd done the last time around. Aditya Parusram, initially in round 3 it was damage limitation. Now this is the time for him to gain some points and keep the championship hope alive. If I was into betting, I wouldn't mind putting some stakes here, but let's talk about that, a different story. Lovely characters here. Car number 5 on your screen.
Let's stick to the legal stuff.
I agree. That's a good looking safety car. You and I need to go onto that track and maybe take a drive on that one. It's a beautiful AMG round. They've done a lot of work around it, the number of laps. So then the safety car is going away into the distance. The lights will go off. When the lights go off, they will be off. Kyle Coimbatore is itchy. He's like he wants to have a go at it.
Kyle Coimbatore will be hoping for a good restart here, and Dhruv will have other ideas. This is where that little mistake was committed. You can see the lights are off. That means the safety car will go into the pits lane, and that's correct. It is gone into the pits. Now he's gone off. He's started off rather early instead of that final corner.
I think Dhruv Goswami is saying this is the way to do it. Kyle Coimbatore in the meantime stays close to him, but will not have much traction to put that little bit of a charge again unless until they get past the finish line. Now around the finish line they cross. Kyle Coimbatore has a look just for a brief moment, but in the meantime look at the way Aditya Parasram is charging in from the mid pack there. He is already into the top 6. And as we look around them, this seems to be a very much a fight on the cards here again. Dhruv Goswami defending. Now this is going to be very interesting. If Dhruv is able to defend with Kyle Coimbatore, I spoke too soon, actually not, as Kyle Coimbatore
As always.
Kyle Coimbatore crosses him and becomes our race leader with a little over 6 laps to go.
Dhruv Goswami will be cursing the safety car. Why did it come out? He had a decent 5 to 6 second lead, and then that all got wiped away. And now Kyle Coimbatore is your race leader. Now coming in on the inside. Dhruv still not giving up. He's still trying from the outside, but Kyle holding on to some good lines here. Car number 70, you can see on your screen, that's Kyle Coimbatore, your race leader, followed by Dhruv Goswami. And then you've got Vinit Kumar and Joel Joseph in the mix as well. Every time we see Kyle Coimbatore take the lead, he seldom gives it away. So that's certainly not good news for the others. He's got 48 points as Kyle Coimbatore in the Drivers' Championship, and he is leading by 6 points. There are other who are on 42, Chetan Suruneni, Joel Joseph, Vinit Kumar, and this is despite the fact that he missed one round, an entire round. So that tells you how dominant he's been in this category. Now Dhruv Goswami in the M Sport trying to come on the outside, but Kyle was aware and he said, well, I'm having none of it. This is going to be a very interesting battle though for first, second and third.
You know, what I really like about what Dhruv Goswami is doing here is today, he's really taking the challenge to Kyle Coimbatore. Now, in other races, when Kyle just goes ahead, you're made to fight for the second and third. But Dhruv is saying, I don't care. You would have taken me, let me fight back. With a little over 5 laps to go, Dhruv Goswami still putting in that little bit of pressure. On that corner, he's been all over the back of Kyle Coimbatore, and Kyle Coimbatore is not liking this contest at the moment. He needs a little bit of help from DTS in order to just shake off Dhruv Goswami at the moment.
Move there, looking for that slide opening, but Kyle shutting the door down on his face, saying, no, you're not going past me on that occasion. But there are a few corners where all the drivers will try and make that move from that back straight onto if I'm correct, corner number 6, 7 and 8. That's where you can try and make that move. One we just saw. And then on the straight, obviously, if you have that the kind of power you need in your car to go on, use the slipstream, and then on corner number 1 and 2, you can try and find that opening.
Kyle Coimbatore sets in the fastest lap time, but Dhruv Goswami on the charge, trying to just unsettle him a little bit. So then with a little over 5 laps to go, here is your top 10. Kyle Coimbatore number 1, Dhruv Goswami number 2, Vinit Kumar number 3, Joel Joseph number 4, Aditya Parasram 5, Nitish at number 6, Chetan Suruneni at number 7, Jamie Shaw at number 8, Adit Parashar at 9, Anvehim Rajni at number 10. Arjun Sham Nair drops down to number 11 at the moment. Joel Joseph sets his personal best. In fact, the last lap we have 8 of the 20 odd cars setting in their personal best time. Adit Parashar now setting his own personal best lap time. Jamie Shaw enjoying the highest position at the moment for the race weekend at number 8, car number 74, Jamie Shaw. Would also look to tell you about Jamie Shaw, a young rising talent out on his first season, and one thing really surprising about him, he's doing his BCom and sports medicine. Now, he's also been one of those guys who's also been part who on the weekend that he manages to shelve off over a second between him and his best lap time. So whether you're fighting for battles in the middle or the center, you always make a fight of it. Kyle Coimbatore, fastest lap time yet again, 1 minute 18.274.
Well, while we're talking about drivers, let's talk about the teams as well. While DTS Racing has single-handedly dominated this category, yet the latest points tally for the Constructors' Championship, Team Championship, is 141 points for DTS. They're heads and shoulders way ahead of everyone else, but there's a battle going on for second and third, and in fact fourth as well. You've got M Sport with 64 points, you've got Momentum Motorsports with 63 points, and then you've got Hasten Performance with 57 points. Therefore, Dhruv Goswami's result here in this race is very, very important. We'll have to obviously wait and see if the M Sport driver does get that 10-second penalty for that jump start. But still, whatever points he accumulates here will be very important in the team championship.
So when you come to the last round, when we always take a checklist of things that you need to carry with you over a race weekend, one important checklist, part of the checklist in the toolbox is the calculator. And this time the calculators are out, because you're really calculating from every point on it. Those are those thin margins that even Raman was talking about. Those slight margins can really go in. Dhruv Goswami loses the second position, but then you know he's going to fight it out again. I love this kid. He's making a fight of every battle there. Number 11 trying to hold him back, but Dhruv Goswami will have a butted exit. He's trying to stay. Oh, there was a touch, but no harm done. But then the two DTS cars are playing very defensive there. They're not letting him go past. Kyle Kumaran wants to run away to the distance, and he does. In the meantime, he's already on the curbs a little bit again. Two cars side by side as they enter the turn. Dhruv Goswami has a little bit of advantage, and here they go. No, he doesn't. In the meantime, Vineet Kumar somehow slides it in.
Well, this is something we saw in the race earlier as well, with Vineet just shielding Kyle Kumaran with that defensive tactic, and Kyle was able to build on that lead in that race. But here again, Vineet himself, who's in the mix of the championship for the drivers, he wouldn't want to settle for second if he's got a chance to win the race. So obviously it's an individual sport. Also there are team championships involved, so all sorts of permutation combinations, all going slightly wide on that occasion. Vineet Kumar, but managed to stay on the track with a couple of laps to go. Final 2 laps remaining, with a DTS 1, 2 and 4, and a lonely M Sport in third, and that M Sport is of Dhruv Goswami. Talking about Kyle Kumaran, the lad from Chennai, he is leading the race. Lost the race lead initially, but again he's taken it back, and his teammate Vineet Kumar from Tirupur. I think there will be a very big smile on Diljit TS sitting in the pits.
There is also a big smile in Momentum Motorsports pit, because Chetan Sorani has set the fastest lap time of the race, 1 minute 17.978. Again, the time is 1 minute 17.978. Do not rule him out. Do not shut your monitors. This is going to the wire. We still have races to go. We still have our calculators in play. They are taking it to the limit. Kyle Kumaran is your race leader, but Vineet and Dhruv Goswami fighting it close for the second and third.
We still have a couple of races remaining in this category. We'll have one later in the day and one tomorrow as well. So there's everything still out there to win. Well, let's see, will Kyle Kumaran be able to go on and win the championship despite missing the round, missing 3 races in fact in round 2. Was 4 races. So yes, this is a tremendous performance from Kyle Kumaran. He missed out on possible 40 points, gave others the opportunity because he was not here. He was representing India at the motorsports games in Marseille in France.
I was telling him, I was just teasing him around. I said, were you trying out the cuisine in France? And well, he had a laugh about it. He says it's always about the racing. Kyle Kumaran, your race leader, let me also bring this fact together. The only Indian to win a silver in the World Grand Finals of the karting championships. So then he is a talent that we need to watch out for. As Dhruv Goswami adds a little bit of pressure on Vineet Kumar for the fight for the second and third. This is going to be a drag finish to the finish. This is going to be a drag race to the finish. And as we see them coming in, now this is going to be very interesting. All of a sudden we're seeing even Joel Joseph getting into the mix as well. How close is he? May not be as close enough to make that mount that little bit of a challenge. Kyle Kumaran should be able to bring that car home. Here we go, just 2 corners to go to finally decide who's going to come on top as the checkered flag is being made ready.
coming through that final corner there, Kyle Kumran, and well, he makes that move on that corner, does Dhruv Goswami on the final corner, coming through straight. Will he hold on to take the second position with Vinit Kumar dropping out of that? It's Kyle Kumran who takes the second flag. Dhruv Goswami comes in second. Vinit Kumar has to stay content with fourth, and Joel Joseph will be fourth, with Aditya Parsuram coming in fifth, although this can all change and it could again be a DTS 1-2-3 with the penalty that could be given to Dhruv Goswami for that jump start. That's car 99, Imad Mohammed, the lad from Bangalore in the Momentum Motorsports car there, his car stalling.
I'm not going to contest that, but then if I'm Dhruv Goswami, I'm going to enjoy my race. I'm going to enjoy that what I did. We're taking on the DTS racing again. In the next race, the kind of high, the confidence high that he's going to be in, it's going to be on a different level here again. So one more time, Jamie Shaw towards the end sets in his personal best. Adit Parashar sets his personal best in the last lap as well. We also had Surya Narayanan setting his personal best. So then, well, you always got to give it your all when you are on that particular track as well. Top 5, Kyle, Dhruv, Vineet, Joel Joseph and Aditya Parasuram. Aditya Parasuram back in the points.
Few valuable points for Aditya as well. Point for Chetan Suraneni as well. But Vinit Kumar is there. He's now the sole occupant of that second position in the Drivers' Championship. Remember, Vineet along with Joel Joseph and Chetan Suraneni were tied at 42 points at the end of the last race. And Kyle Kumran has extended his lead. See, those are your winners on the screen, bottom left, but I'll like to remind you that these are provisional results. Obviously, you'll get the final confirmation from the race control room after they view the footage. Would Dhruv get a penalty, a few seconds penalty or not? But at the moment, as it finished, it's Kyle Kumran who's taken the checkered flag. Dhruv Goswami coming in second, making his move on the last corner, and Vinit Kumar settling for third.
You know, I was wondering, if you're wondering, these kids, they are very studious. They're very good in studies as well. I do remember especially Amir Sayed in the last round had missed the driver's briefing because he was writing an exam. Aditya Parasuram just came in this morning because he had an exam to attend to. But when we asked him, how did you do your exam? He says, I did it better. Maybe it's one of those discipline that you learn in motorsports again. You got to be good at this. You also got to be good in academics, and you got to be completely all-rounder there. Lot of studiousness with these wonderful youngsters, and they're really showing what discipline can really take you to places.
It's a beautiful bird's eye view of the Kari Motor Speedway from the drone cam, and as the race ends, all the participants have to go through the mandatory weigh bridge. There's a limit, the minimum and maximum weight, and the car with the driver in it at the end of the race has to be within that category. So very, very interesting race we've just witnessed. It's a great battle between Dhruv Goswami, Kyle Kumran, along with his teammate as well, Vineet Kumar. Although Joel Joseph would be a tad bit disappointed to not be in that battle for 1, 2 and 3.
Trust me on this. Trust me on this. If DTS Racing is going to win this one, we're going to get Appam and Kadla Curry all the way from Kerala in celebration, and for the everyone.
So we've had a very good race. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with the highlights of this race.
मोटे वड़ा पाव हिलर निकाल दे इसके हवा
पंक्चर के बाद भी इससे हवा नहीं निकलेगी, क्योंकि ये है JK पंक्चर गार्ड टायर, जो कील लगने के बाद भी होता है हील।
क्यों निकल गई हवा?
JK पंक्चर गार्ड टायर, अब हवा नहीं निकलेगी।
Welcome back to the coverage of the 25th JK Tyre-FMSCI National Racing Championship. There you can see there's a jump start from Dhruv Goswami is very evident. I'm Karthik Sinha. With me in the commentary box as always Solomon joining me. Solomon, these are the highlights of the race we've just witnessed. Although it does look like what a start it was for Dhruv Goswami, considering he's about a good 5 seconds ahead of everyone, but it would be taken away.
You called it a jump start. That was a massive leap of a jump start.
You call it a long jump start?
Well, long jump is a sport in itself, and we are into motorsports here as well. Looking down in the first lap itself, we had an incident in turn number 3 and turn number 4, which brought out the safety cars a little while later. It did take a little while for them to clear it, but then absolute fabulous work by the team of marshals led by Amit Jigan. Well, from the Formula 1 fame, I would love to say that. From the Formula 1 fame, he's also the head as far as the recovery is concerned. So then the DTS Racing already were off to a flyer. They kept it earnest, they kept the trend, they kept to set the pace. The hard work which Dhruv Goswami did earlier on had to come off, because then it was this particular time where they said, hello, Mr. Safety Car.
All the hard work. You can see in the background there's one of the Momentum Motorsport cars, slight smoke as well coming out, and that's the reason why the safety car was deployed. And Dhruv Goswami must be thinking, hang on, all the hard work that I've done has just been taken away. There you see there was a good gap of about 5 to 6 seconds that he had built up between himself and Kyle Kumran, car number 70. You can see the second car followed by Vineet. This is when the safety car left back in for the pits, and it was a decent start for Dhruv and Kyle, not so much for Vineet, although he did manage to catch up. And this is where all the pressure was coming from Vineet, and he made his move very quickly there, Vineet, although this is the corner where he got the race lead back. And once he got that race lead back, he seldom gives it away, and he proved it once again. Although we have to give credit to Dhruv, because Dhruv did try till the very end. He in fact dropped down to third for a while as well earlier on, moving on in the race. We'll show you that as well. But at the moment he's second, followed by Vineet Kumar. There's still that battle going on for the first place. This is the corner where he lost that race lead, and he was hoping to get it back again. Once again there you see that slight window was there from Kyle, although he did close it very quickly, not allowing Dhruv to pass him by. This is the Novice Cup category highlights, race 2. We've got one race earlier already with Kyle Kumran winning that, and he would be hoping, obviously he was delighted to win this one as well, Kyle. So he's moved up to 58 points in the Drivers' Championship. Couple of podium finishes in the next two, and he'll take home the Drivers' Championship in the Novice Cup. This is where he lost his second place as well, did Dhruv Goswami, with Vineet Kumar moving up ahead of him. But you have to praise the character of Dhruv. He just does not know the word giving up.
He's not afraid to experiment, brake late, brake early, keep the pressure on. He's not letting them breathe. In fact, I would say combat number 11 had to come in between and say, Kyle, you run away into the distance, I will handle Dhruv Goswami. But then eventually in the bargain towards the finish line, he lost it, and it was a drag race. It was a drag finale to the finish. This is an absolute brilliant move. Very tight line, brakes as late as possible, squeezes him, and then he knows he's done it. But look at the way car number 11 is like, why are you celebrating? But then because he just enjoyed the contest.
It was a terrific contest. Wonderful. From, in fact, not just Dhruv, but from Kyle as well, from Vineet Kumar as well, from Dhruv Goswami obviously, and Joel Joseph as well. We'll just get confirmation in a while if he gets that penalty or not. So we'll take you now towards the prize distribution ceremony. That's your race winner on the screen, Kyle Kumran. 2 wins out of 2 for him. So yes, as you can see, there was that 10-second penalty for Dhruv Goswami, so he doesn't find himself on the podium. It's once again a DTS 1, 2, 3. Diljit TS will be smiling from one ear to the other. And that's your race winner, Kyle Kumran. We've got Joel Joseph in third, Vineet Kumar in second, And Kyle Kumran once again winning the race. The trophy is handed out by the legend himself, Hari Singh. And there he is. We were talking about him. Diljit TS. He's got that huge smile. He must be delighted with the performance of these young guys.
Diljit, when I spoke to him early in the morning, he was complaining that he's not well. Does he look he's not well?
Well, if you
He's
get
the team principal.
you
Does
get
he look he
6
was not
podiums out
well?
of possible 6, I'm sure whatever illness was has been taken away.
And we were teasing him and saying maybe he should next time when he goes onto the podium bring in that flair of Kerala, bring in that lovely vesti and show it off. But then credit to TTS, credit to Kyle, credit to Vinit Joel. Well done folks, you really done it around, and Kyle is all smiles. He knows he's done it.
So very quickly now, we've run you through your race winners. It's Kyle Kumran followed by Vinit Kumar and Joel Joseph as Raman catches up with them after the presentation ceremony. Over to you, Raman.
So in the end, it's another 1-2-3 for Team DTS Racing. There was a clear jump start early on and a false start by Dhruv Goswami, which is why it doesn't really matter where he finished in the race. The fact is that he got that time penalty. We've got our 3 podium finishers. Again, all 3 from DTS Racing. I'll start with Kyle Kumaran once again. Kyle, you kind of pretty much resumed from where you left off after round 1. You come into round 3, 2 back-to-back race wins for you.
Yeah, wasn't expecting that, honestly. It wasn't that quick in practice. It was good. It's good. Obviously, team result is really good as well. I think for sure we probably sealed the championship for the teams now.
Of course, that's done and dusted.
It's just the case of the drivers' championship, and now we're running 1, 2, 3 in that as well. So hopefully it goes well in that.
Well, just talk us through, what's been great with the team and the car, which is why you've been managing the 1-2-3.
Well, as you can see, we work together. Practice, we work together. Qualifying, we work together. Yeah. Races, we work together. So, it's all moving in one direction, not everybody individually.
Go well. We've got another race that's just getting underway, but good to speak to you. And congratulations to Vinit and, of course, to Joel Joseph for the 2nd and 3rd place finish. Let me just quickly remind everyone that is exactly how it stands in the overall driver standings as well, with Kyle in the lead. Vinit 2nd and Joel Joseph is 3rd with just 2 points separating those two. Go well for the remaining 2 races of the season. Yeah, go well. Cheers, guys.